I'm sitting in a 1985 BMW 735i, first generation 7 Series E23 chassis code, very similar to the 84 733i right over there. As far as this procedure goes, it goes for the 82 to 86 733 and 735 that have the automatic climate control system. There's various issues with these systems. One of the main problems are these vacuum solenoids and vacuum pods. Sometimes the solenoids themselves go bad, sometimes the electrical connections go bad, but most times the pods themselves get torn diaphragms and like to leak out the supplied vacuum. So to test this, we get down to this point, which is removing the center console, the rear portion and the front portion, removing the shifter bezel and handle, and removing the various electronics for the windows, for the power seat controls right here, for the front windows, which are on the dash here, your cigarette lighter and your ashtray and whatnot. All of that will have to come out first, and then you can get access to this whole section right here, which has a little plastic cover over it. Remove the plastic cover and you can start testing at the vacuum lines. Now these vacuum lines are color coded, and I have a little cheat sheet here. All of this stuff can be found on the internet, on various forums. This is not the entire vacuum system to this car, but this is a good portion of it, and where you can pretty easily start testing for leaks, because this is where a lot of the common leaks come from. Basically, we have your light pink right here, which looks like this purple hose. You have white, you have orange, you have blue, you have yellow, and you have a black hose right here. At the very top of all this, you have a green hose, which is your vacuum supply in to this manifold block. Anyways, to test to see which vacuum pods are doing what, or which ones are bad, you have a little handheld vacuum pump. The purple or light pink one here, I believe goes to the recirculate valve, but there's also a violet or purple that goes up to fresh air flaps, which is underneath the cowl there. Whichever this is, we can test to see if it's bad by just pumping it up with the hand pump here, and it's obviously bad because it goes back down to zero pretty quick. Next we have the white, which is one of the flaps that go, or one of the vacuum supply lines to the defrost valve, I believe. Let's see, where's white on here? Defrost, yep. That is completely bad. It does not pump up at all, or even try to. Next we'll go to orange, which is one stage of the face vents, or your forward facing vents on the dash. We can see that it still leaks down all the way. It's just slower, so it must be a smaller tear. Yep. Next we have your blue, which is your footwell flaps for, you know, the floor vent. I believe this one's actually still good on this car. Pump it up, slowly goes down, holds. It starts holding when the vacuum pod is done actuating or moving, and then it stops. It holds. It's holding at 22. So that one's still good. In fact, when I unplug, you can probably hear the vent move. Maybe not. Next we have the yellow, which is another stage for the face or forward facing vents. It's a two-stage vacuum pod, and when one goes bad, it's usually both of them that tear and go bad, so it's not surprising that this one's not holding either. Yep, bad. Then the last one we have to test on here will be the black hose, which is right here. This one goes to the rear facing vents. The vacuum pod for this one's right behind this cover, and it directs air down these right here to the back vents. I'll brace off that button right there. Let's see if this one stays. Looks like this pod's still good. I call that good enough. And actually, you heard that one actuate, which is pretty cool. So if you have one or more bad vacuum pods, well, you can either start digging into the underside of the dash here, remove the bottom panel here, remove the glove box here and this bottom panel, and you can have a hard time accessing most of them, but you can get most of them. If you need to replace the forward-facing vents or the vacuum pod for these vents right here, I have not found a way yet to replace that pod without pulling the whole dash, so that's unfortunate, which would be the yellow and the orange. Most else you can get to without pulling the dash, but it is annoying. But if you have multiple ones that need to be replaced, I just say pull it and get it over with. I'll make videos later on of doing that. It'll involve pulling the A-pillar trim here, some of the side trim and handles. It'll involve operating a non-working sunroof if you have a non-working sunroof, because this one does not work. As we can see here, it does not work. And it'll involve pulling the dash and all the under panels, and eventually I'll be pulling the whole HVAC box, which will be on yet again another video. So stay tuned for all that, but this is just a quick how-to on vacuum testing these pods and seeing which ones do what. And here's a picture of the list if you guys need to see that. And that's that.